You've probably noticed this, but nobody talks about it. When we were kids, a single year felt incredibly long. Waiting for your birthday felt like forever. Summer vacations felt endless. But now, a whole year passes and it feels like it lasted a few months. And one day you suddenly stop and think, wait, wasn't it just January? So what happened? Did time actually speed up, or did something change inside us? A few months ago, I asked my grandfather this exact question. He laughed and said something strange. When you're young, life is slow, but when you get older, it feels like someone pressed the fast forward button. At first, I thought he was joking, but then I discovered something fascinating. Scientists say the reason time feels faster has almost nothing to do with time itself. It has everything to do with how your brain records memories. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine an 8-year-old kid walking into school on the first day. Everything is new. New classroom, new teacher, new friends. Even the smallest things feel exciting. The brain is constantly recording information. Every moment feels important. But now, imagine that same person 20 years later. They wake up, check their phone, take the same road to work, sit at the same desk, return home, repeat. Day after day, week after week. And something strange starts happening. Life begins to blur together. In fact, have you ever had this moment? You arrive somewhere and suddenly realize you barely remember the journey. You drove the entire way, but it feels like your brain skipped it. That's because it did. Your brain switched to autopilot. When something becomes familiar, the brain stops recording details. It assumes there's nothing new to learn. And here's the crazy part. When your brain records fewer memories, your perception of time shrinks. Months collapse into weeks, years collapse into months. But here's where things get really interesting. Think about the last time you traveled somewhere completely new. A different city, different food, different streets. Suddenly, your brain wakes up. You start noticing everything again. Every detail, every moment. And when you look back at that trip later, those few days feel surprisingly long, sometimes longer than entire months of normal life, which leads to a powerful realization. Time doesn't speed up because we get older. Time speeds up because our lives become predictable. Routine quietly compresses our memories. But the moment something new happens, your brain starts recording again, and life feels bigger, longer, more meaningful. So maybe the real secret to slowing down life isn't about controlling time. Maybe it's about breaking routine, trying new things, exploring unfamiliar places, learning something difficult. Because every time your brain experiences something new, it creates a memory. And the more memories you create, the longer life begins to feel. So if life ever starts feeling like it's flying by too quickly, maybe the problem isn't time. Maybe it's that your brain simply needs more moments worth remembering.